Hi everyone, today we're talking about Intel and is Intel a stock to buy in 2019? It's kind of getting towards the end of the year now, so I'm probably going to go through like the list of companies that I currently track, watch and talk about if I recommend the stock to buy in 2019. And that should probably continue all the way to probably the summer of 2019, and by then I'll probably have covered most of the stocks that are on my watch list. And so therefore I'd start with Intel. Intel actually last year, when I was listening to a lot of kind of like people that were getting interviewed on CNBC or CNN, were kind of recommending their best picks for 2019 and how they're going to do and which stocks I think were going to be the best performers. And Intel was actually one of the stocks that was actually mentioned quite a bit on those like news reports and them interviews. So overall, the stock is actually pretty much flatlined. I think at the moment it's about 1% or 2% like year to date. So overall, it's not had a really good year. The stock market in general has kind of flatlined really. So it's kind of been in line with how the S&P's done, how the market's done. So it's not really done too well at all. And kind of like for the last few years, Intel has had pretty much a good strong EPS growth and revenue growth. And that's kind of going to change from this year going forward. We'll get stuck into that in a little bit. But for so long, Intel has been pretty much a leading company, a leading brand in its sector, and that is slightly going to change going forward right now. But previous to this, it was definitely one of the strongest companies in its area, and got good growth. But like I say, you might want to reassess that going into 2019. So before I go to the top point, the PE is sitting around about 14.8, which is actually a really good PE to invest in. A stock around that PE is a good ratio. So that's a good thing to be seen. The stock actually costs $47, which is a good price, and it pays out a dividend of 0.30 cents, which is an okay dividend, I guess, for the price you're paying for the share, but not amazing. But nevertheless, it's a little bit of a dividend, and that's paid quarterly. Now, if we actually get stuck into the figures, the EPS growth of it going from this year into next year is actually going to be 0.2%. That's not great at all. That's the company not growing. It's only growing slightly, but hardly at all. The revenue growth is going to be 2.95%, which isn't great either. So it's a company that's really not growing much going into next year. And basically one of the main reasons why is that Intel's actually going to, recently and especially going into next year, Intel is facing a lot of competition from a company called AMD. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you probably know what AMD is and what AMD does and about their stock. That's probably one of the stocks that I'll probably review at some point, but AMD is going to cause them a lot of problems with a lot of the cards that Intel are making for computer parts and all the other parts that they're in. And AMD has pretty much got ahead of the game with Intel going into 2018. And when you're in like the technology stock sector like Intel and AMD are, it's pretty much whoever's got the latest technology and the best technology is the company that's going to win, even if it's by a couple of months, and that makes a big massive difference. At the moment, AMD next year look like they're going to get a lot of the new chips out before Intel, and it looks like AMD are going to get them around the mid 2019, whereas Intel might not even get them out until after 2019 or late 2019. So AMD looks like it could be ahead of the game by half a year, and half a year in the kind of the sector that Intel and AMD are in is a big thing. So yeah, when a competition comes into your sector like that, it's always really worrying for a company. Fundamentally, it's great on like the PE, dividend and share price. The EPS side, revenue side, is a bit worrying because of these problems with AMD. And going into 2019, I'm not sure Intel would be a stock that I'd be willing to hold because of the competition you would have from AMD, and it could really affect the EPS and revenue side of it overall. So overall, my kind of thoughts on Intel is that maybe it's if you are kind of a fundamental investor and like a strong brand name, you might want to hold it. It's definitely not a company that's in a terrible position, but it's definitely not a company that's in a good position in my opinion. So it would not be a company that I would recommend to buy. I think I would say that it's a company that I would sell shares of if I did have one, because I believe there's opportunities or better opportunities out there to invest your money in, better companies, better stocks to hold. There's a lot of companies that you could probably get that are growing at a lot better rate than what Intel are. Strong companies in this sector, you know, you've got Microsoft, which is a big one off the top of my head, Apple off the top of my head, two strong companies there that will offer you better opportunities than Intel, and I would believe would give you a better return in 2019 than what Intel will. So yeah, overall, in my opinion, Intel is not a stock to be buying in 2019. But like I said, that's my opinion, guys. Everyone's welcome to their own opinion. If you think it's a buy, that's totally fine. Just sharing my thoughts and ideas on this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a bit of insight into Intel. Thanks for all the support recently. Give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.